Hey y'all, Amanda Grothues, your favorite San Antonio realtor, and I am back today to talk to you about the best neighborhoods in San Antonio, statistically speaking. So when you look at a map, San Antonio is so spread out. We are the second largest city in Texas, and so it can get really confusing of where to live, where all the different neighborhoods are, and all of that good jazz. But today we're really going to take a look at the top 5 neighborhoods that a lot of people are moving to and residents are staying in. And that is our huge indicator of why these are the best neighborhoods in San Antonio. But stats can only tell you so much, right? So if you live in one of these areas or a different area, or you visited here, I would love to hear in the comments below what your favorite neighborhood in San Antonio is. So without further ado, let's get started. And we are going to start with number 5, Fair Oaks Ranch. So Fair Oaks Ranch is this master planned community out in the Texas Hill Country. It's right between Boerne and San Antonio in that Leon Springs area, and it actually is its own city. So Fair Oaks Ranch has its own government, has its own police, all of the stuff that really makes its little own city, but it is right there in the central area of Boerne. So you have a lot of amenities outside Fair Oaks, right on your doorsteps. And the cool thing about Fair Oaks is when I say there's something for everyone, you'll probably hear that a lot and you're like, all right, Amanda, like we get it. There's something for everyone in every neighborhood. But Fair Oaks Ranch really has it. So if you love equestrian properties, they have it. If you want to live on 10 acres on a ranch, they have it. If you want a brand new home, guess what? They have it. If you want a garden home, they have it. If you want to live on the golf course, they have it. If you want that middle of the road neighborhood, about half an acre, they have it. I mean, they literally have something for everything. If you want to be up on a hill and have views, if you want to be down the valley, if you want flat, they really do have something for everyone. And so that is why a ton of people love to move there, because no matter what price point you're in, no matter what you're looking for in a house, they will have it there. And the big draw is the golf cart community lifestyle. So it is not uncommon for you to see a golf cart driving down to go to the country club, to run to Parker's Ice Cream, their little ice cream shop. There are golf carts everywhere. They actually added a golf cart lane at Fair Oaks Elementary. So yes, they do have their own elementary school right there as well. And they are zoned for great Boerne middle schools and high schools. So school district is great. So a lot of families are moving in there. They have the amenities too. So they have the Fair Oaks Country Club. They have 2 award-winning golf courses and just a ton of things to do for its residents, especially like activities. So there's always something going on either at the country club or just in the communities themselves. And there's little different communities here and there. Some are gated, some aren't gated. Like I said, there is a lot to do there. And so that is why a ton of people move to Fair Oaks and stay in Fair Oaks, which is why that is number 5 on our list. But next up is Chavano Park. So Chavano Park is very centrally located. It's right off 1604, right inside that loop. So you can pretty much commute wherever you want if you are a commuter, but you don't have to leave Chavano Park very much because they have amazing communities. What I always think of for Chavano Park is the eateries. They have so many amazing restaurants in that Chavano Park area. So if you're a foodie, you will especially love living in Chavano Park. They have a lot of different communities within Chavano Park. So you have lots of older homes, you have your brand new communities, you have massive estates that will cost you upwards of $1 million. They have a lot of different options. I'm not going to say something for everyone this time because they don't have ranches there, but they have a ton of different options if you're looking to move there. The beautiful thing about Chavano Park, it's in that city, so you don't really expect to get those like tree-lined streets, and you really have that. You will see people out walking with their dogs or biking, jogging on these just tree-lined streets that are just incredible. So Chavano Park has done a really great job of keeping the natural feel, even though you're in the heart of the city. And so that's what a lot of people really do enjoy about there. They also have great amenities in different neighborhoods. So they don't have like one central amenity center. Each neighborhood will have kind of its own little thing, but it is just a really, really great location, great price point as far as starting price point. Now it does get pricey as you go up, which is what a lot of these neighborhoods will be as well. But a lot of people just move here because it's quaint, it's quiet, yet you are so close to everything you might need. You can jump on 1604 and go wherever you need in San Antonio. And so you really get that quiet feel yet in the city, and you don't get that a lot of times. So next up is Hollywood Park. And a lot of people don't think of Hollywood Park when they are thinking of moving to San Antonio, but it was actually ranked as the #2 place to retire in the San Antonio area. So you see a ton of people moving in there, and it is just, it's its own little community. So it actually has its own municipality. And so it's its own city, yet located right in the heart of San Antonio, kind of a little bit more northeast, but inside the loop. And so what I think of Hollywood Park, and a lot of people think of this if you've lived in San Antonio, because they actually have to like transport the deer out, but there are deer everywhere, which is really cool if you think about it, because you are in the middle of the second largest city in Texas, yet you have this neighborhood where there's just deer that just line the lawns. And so almost so much so that they've become a nuisance, right? But that's just something that I think is really cool, and something that Hollywood Park is known for, because like I said, you don't really get that nature feel normally in very large cities. You're super close to commute right down to downtown. You can jump on 35 and go up to Austin. You're right on 1604. You really can go lots of different areas. And a lot of the homes, I will say, are older in that area. Now, a lot of people are coming in and renovating them, but most of the homes in Hollywood Park are older, and there's not that much new construction there. So if you are looking to move to the Hollywood Park area, know that you will get deer, you will get the beautiful trees, bigger lots, but typically the older house. And so that obviously hasn't swayed a lot of people. There's a ton of people still moving there, a ton of people staying there, but that's just one of the drawbacks. But everything else about Hollywood Park really neutralizes that one drawback, in my opinion, because it is just a beautiful place to go, very quiet, very quaint, lots of people who are out doing social activities together. So you'll find a lot of that in the Hollywood Park area. And we're pretty much almost done with this video. We have 2 more to talk about. And so our next one we are going to talk about is Terrell Hills. So Terrell Hills is right outside downtown San Antonio, right outside the Alamo Heights area. So you are right next to the zoo, to Brackenridge Park, the Whitty Museum, the McNay Art Museum. There's a ton to do in that Terrell Hills. They're zoned to amazing schools. They're zoned to the Alamo Heights Independent School District, and they are right there by all the dining and shopping that you could ever want. Right next to the Corey Market, there's a golf course. There really is a lot to do there. And the price point does get pricey, but it starts a little lower than, say, like your Alamo Heights area. So a lot of people can kind of slip into Terrell Hills and be in the Alamo Heights School District, but not have to worry about crazy Alamo Heights prices. But the homes are just beautiful. When you drive through Terrell Hills, they are more historic, they're more stately, they are just stunning there. And again, you have all the tall trees, you have a ton to do. So you see a lot of people moving there just because it is kind of like Hollywood Park. It's really rare to see all these trees and just have a quiet neighborhood so close to downtown. So Terrell Hills is, it is a few minutes outside downtown San Antonio, yet you don't feel that way at all. And that's why you see a lot of people moving in. But since we're talking about Alamo Heights, we are going to round up the list today with Alamo Heights. So I am partial to this area. I lived there when I was younger and absolutely loved it. So while this list isn't about Amanda's top 5 favorites, this would probably be one of my #1 anyways. But the reason a ton of people move to Alamo Heights is because of the schools and the community. Their own little city. They have fire, they have EMS, all of that good jazz, like a lot of the other places we've talked about. Own school district. But the houses, guys, the houses are so incredible. They do have a lot of different options. So you have like your large Tuscan, estates. You have a lot of historic homes, tons of trees. You have these cute little cottages, like stone cottages that attract a lot of people. You're right there in downtown San Antonio. So again, like Terrell Hills, you have the Whitty Museum, San Antonio Zoo, Botanical Gardens, Brackenridge Park, The Museum, if you have little kiddos, you have McNay Art Museum, you have a ton to do there, and you have a lot of boutique shopping. So if you are a big shopper, and even if you don't want to live in Alma Heights, you should go check out the shopping because they have a lot of really fun upscale boutiques and a lot of different eateries that are really just iconic San Antonio. You have Cappy's, they're a restaurant right there on Broadway, just a ton of really iconic restaurants that have been there for so long because Alma Heights has been there pretty much since day one. They are right outside San Antonio. They were established extremely early on, and they have done an amazing job of keeping the parks, keeping the culture, and just keeping Alma Heights an amazing place to live, even as they have grown and expanded and the city has changed. Alma Heights has always had this little essence about them that has never, ever changed. Now, I will say houses are a little pricier. I kind of talked about that or alluded to that a little earlier. But for the most part, you can kind of slip in there at a decent price point and then they move up. There is a lot of new construction going on down there. And so that's very exciting because you can get a newer home. Typically, they were older homes that you had to do a lot of maintenance on. Now you can jump into one of those newer houses. I have sold a ton of houses down there and they're just all beautiful. They're all unique. You won't find one that is like another. And so it's really fun to just look at the houses and the real estate down there. But that is our list today of the top 5 best places to live in San Antonio. And again, this is statistically speaking, this isn't my top favorites, but this is just where we see a lot of people moving in and staying. But there's plenty more, guys. There are so many neighborhoods and each one has its own unique qualities. I could do a video about every single neighborhood in San Antonio and it would take me 200 years, but it would be so much fun because each one has its own little different fun thing to offer. So if you want to check out any of these neighborhoods, just give me a ring. I would love to go and show you real estate down there. We can meet at a restaurant and go eat because there's a ton of good eats or good places to eat in San Antonio. And if you liked this video, go ahead and hit the notification, the little bell right there, so you're notified every time I shoot a new video. And you can also subscribe so you never miss one of these videos because I love chatting with y'all. I hope y'all like chatting back. This is a social thing, so talk to me in the comments, give me feedback about your favorite places to live in San Antonio, and I will see you on next video. This is Amanda Grothues with the Grothues Group.